Welcome back to 30 Teams in 30 Days. I'm here with Volcanic Gaming, and today we are doing the Brewers edition. Last year they finished 73 and 89, fourth place in the NL Central. Their manager is Craig Counsell, and their GM is David Stearns. What were your predictions for this team last year?
Last year, my predictions for this team were kind of a low ball. I had them at 63 and 99, fifth place in the NL Central.
Yeah, and I had a similar prediction at 65 and 98 in fifth place as well. But surprisingly, they won more games and they seemed to put together more wins than both of us thought. In your opinion, who was their best player last year?
In my opinion, their best player was Ryan Braun. He's definitely an all-around player. Maybe that was due to the steroids, and I mean, maybe he's off the roids right now. Who knows? But
Yeah.
he hit 301 with 91 RBIs and 30 home runs. Really solid all-around player.
I'm gonna guess he's on the steroids again, but my guy probably isn't. I never heard of him before last year. His name's Junior Guerrera, and he went 9-3 with a 2.81 ERA in 20 starts, which was really impressive. And he's returning to the rotation this year, so we'll see what he has to offer. But who did they lose last off season?
They lost Chris Carter, not the football player. That's a different guy. Chris Carter, Chris Capuano, who honestly is getting up there in age.
Hmm.
Doesn't really matter. They traded away Tyler Thornburg for Travis Shaw, which, I mean, it's a decent move. And they added Natalia Feliz and Eric Thames.
Quite the off season they had. All right. What's your team looking like if you were the manager?
Well, if I was the manager, I'd probably be long gone because this team this team is not very good. The starting rotation goes Junior Guerrera, Zach Davis, Jimmy Nelson, Matt Garza if he stays uninjured. He's kind of at that D Rose status right now,
Hmm.
and Willie Peralta. So not the worst starting rotation, but not very good either.
Yeah, and what's your bullpen looking like?
My bullpen goes Chase Anderson, Michael Blazic, Tyler Cravey, John Martinez, Carlos Torres at the setup man, Jacob Barnes, the next setup man, who is actually really promising, and Natalie Feliz. This bullpen actually isn't half bad. I would take this bullpen over plenty of other MLB bullpens, which really surprised me.
Yeah, that it did surprise me as well. The Brewers bullpen is actually really good, I think. There no one in that bullpen's going to have an ERA over 3, I think. So, that means it's it's a good bullpen. And
Yeah,
Feliz
definitely.
is not a bad closer either, so we'll see what he can do. But what's your lineup looking like?
I have Broxton and center field at the one, VR in second base, Braun in left field, Thames at first base, Santana at right field, Shaw at third base, Bandy at catcher, Arcia at shortstop, and my pitcher is ninth. I definitely would want Scooter Gennett to be in this lineup, and I think he definitely is, but I just don't see him as a solid fit. Like I don't see him as a shortstop, and yeah, I don't really see any fit for him on this lineup because he's definitely good enough to be a starter in most places.
Yeah, I don't know what Craig Counsell's doing with his team, but um, yeah, Jeanette should be starting. But you have Jeanette on the bench. Who else?
Perez, Pena, I'm not gonna even pronounce
Newman
that guy's
Heights.
name. Newen Heights and Phillips.
Nice. All right. So my team, my rotations: Garza, Peralta, Nelson, Guerrera, Davies, and Anderson. And yes, I did mention six. I would go with a six-man rotation. That's how bad this team is. My long relief would be Malone, and then in the bullpen I got Nabel, Barnes, Jugman, Torres, Blazik, and then the closer Felice. For my lineup, I got VR at short, Shaw at third, Braun in left, Santana in right, Thames at first, Jeanette at second, Broxton in center, and Bandy behind the plate, and then, of course, the pitcher. And on the bench, I have Arcia, Perez, Pena, Neuenhuis, and Phillips. So, what are your 2017 predictions for this team?
Well, before we get into that, why do you have Guerrera at the four spot? That's kind of a little question I have.
Experience.
Experience Matt Card. He had like an ERA over like 5 last year. No, I don't think it was over 5, but it was really high up there. So
Yeah,
I don't really see him. I see him regressing as he's like 33 now. So
I
yeah,
think
I don't.
so. But why not?
Yeah. Okay, so my predictions for this team is 62 in 100, fifth place in the NL Central. I think they could definitely win a couple more games and maybe even get up to that 68, 69 range, but that all depends how their bullpen comes back this year. If they come back just as strong as they did last year, I think they definitely do have potential to get up there near 70 wins. And my best player will be Keon Broxton. The only reason I have him as my best player is because I still haven't gone bold yet in this 30 teams. So why not go with Keon Broxton? He has good speed, decent power, and he just needs to get his average up.
Nice. Yeah, I have a similar prediction. I have them at 60 and 102, fifth place in the NL Central. I think the goal of this year is to get that first round draft pick in the draft. So they want to lose as much as possible. And I think with this team, it's certainly possible for them to lose 100 plus games. My best player, Travis Shaw, they got him over the offseason from the Red Sox. He's got a lot of upside, has some power, gets on base, a little bit of speed, not much, but enough to steal a few bases. I think he'll be a solid fit and come out strong in this lineup for the Brewers. Any last thoughts?
This team is terrible.
Yeah,
And we're and I mean they're not that bad though. I don't think they're the worst team in the MLB. I think they could even rival the Reds this year for that duel for last place in the NL Central.
yeah. When I was first thinking about how I was gonna put my predictions down, I thought the Reds were gonna be behind the Brewers, but just looking at the Reds and then looking at the Brewers, I think the Brewers are gonna beat them out to be worse.
The race for last place.
Yeah, try and get
It's
that
like a,
draft
it's like
pick.
it's like a one-legged race.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that will do it here on 30 teams in 30 days. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Reds, of course, and stay tuned.